It was on a dark, cold night in December. One bitter, icy cold tear ran down Ophelia Garn's cold cheek. Her black lace dress was long, and her long black veil trailed behind her as she walked towards the grave. The veil swept behind her, making a path in the white snow. The garden was once big and impressive, but time and age had turned it into wild thicket. The sky was dark, and the moon shone bright like a diamond lying on black velvet. The tear rolled down her cheek, past her chin, and with a drop, it fell to the ground. Her delicate fingers stroked over the name on the headstone. The grave was fresh. The funeral had only been yesterday. As her fingertips touched the name engraved, Sir Leopold Peter van Gogh, 1746 to 1813, she decided to go back to the mansion. The mansion was big and impressive, with towers and windows and chimneys. It was grand, and the tiles that were once red had turned black with age. It was very cold outside, so she decided to go to bed. Suddenly, it began to rain. The raindrops slid down the window like tears. It was stormy outside, but she lay in her bed and watched as her eyes closed. Bang! The sickening crunch of stone cracking open filled the night's air as the tombstone cracked open, and a man, half sitting, half floating, half dead, half alive, sat up in the grave, a big smile on his face. He knew what was to be done. He knew what his mission was. So he got up out of the grave and walked towards the mansion. As he opened the door, the smell of dust and rose perfume filled his nose. Then, slowly, he walked towards the attic. Creaking, he opened the door. He knew that his murderer was going to be waiting for him. Slowly, he walked into the attic. Silence. No one was there. Waiting and waiting, the time passed. And then he decided to go back to the grave. But lying on the grave was a silver knife, and into its blade were the following words engraved: I can see you. Without even thinking, he turned around and saw him there, black filled in his eyes, hatred just streaming from his murderer dressed in black lace. He didn't even think, Sir Garn. He just took the knife off the tombstone and threw it. And as it hit his murderer's heart, he crashed down onto the floor like a wounded animal, twitching. And then he lay still. Sir Garn smiled, but it wasn't happiness. His job was done, and so was he. He lay back, he went back into the grave. But awoken from the noise outside, Ophelia Garn stepped out of her bed and looked out of the window. She couldn't see nothing, just black. One tear ran down her face, one bitter tear only.